He likes pineapple.
I like to eat it.
And guns. Guns.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
This is a bunch of bullshit.
Hey, and welcome back to the Titty and Shiner Show. My name is Big Titty. This is episode 52. I am with none other than one of the greatest men on the planet. His name is...
Shiner, but I feel like shit, so don't hold that against me.
No, it's okay, man. You're allowed to. Shiner actually may need to take a little bit of a break a little bit later on just to deal with some breathing issues because, as we all know, Shiner is a severe asthmatic. It's been well documented on the show.
Oh, man.
Good evening, Donnie. How are you? 2 thumbs up.
Donnie came in a bad mood, man. He threw his backpack in there. I don't know what's going on with him, but it didn't look promising.
He threw his backpack?
He took it off his back and tossed it on the ground. I said, "What's wrong?" And he just kind of looked at me and sat down in his chair.
I must have been the one I had to go pee because I didn't hear a thing.
Yeah.
Are you mad, buddy?
You weren't in the room.
Oh, no. I got that little wave off, shove off. No, I'm fine. Let's go. Okay.
Okay, whatever.
Did somebody crash a plane and it was your fault today or something? Or no? Okay. Middle finger. Cool.
Okay, we're not going to talk about it then.
Cool.
Whatever.
Cool.
Right.
We can deal with that. We'll leave Donnie out of it. Everybody welcome him anyways. This podcast does not happen without a good sound engineer, and unfortunately, Shiner and I are not the greatest of sound engineers, but Mr. Donnie just happens to be one of the best. He also works on airplanes, gives good back rubs, and from what I understand, can turn your old lady out in 5 minutes. So I don't know. Just kidding, Donnie. Just kidding, and don't take that.
Calm
too wide.
down.
Calm down, buddy.
Jesus.
God dang, go get some Starbucks or something. Speaking of Starbucks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Dude, the Starbucks stories are plentiful these days. But did you see this one with the chick that wrote pig on the police officer's the police officer's order?
Yeah, out of Glenpool, Oklahoma, our neighbor just to the south.
So she types out pig on there, and now she's making appearances on local radio stations. Her story is she didn't do it, but she was going to reprint the labels with his real name on it, but she didn't do it. I have a hard time believing Starbucks is so small time that they didn't do a pretty decent investment before they fired her.
Well, and they did suspend her before they fired her, so I guess they did do their due diligence. However, man, that was bad form, Chicky Poo. And apparently she has kind of become somewhat of a little bit of a social media martyr for this.
Oh, God. Go figure.
I know, because it's not cold enough outside for real snowflakes to fall. The rest of them.
Snowflakes band together. Come on now.
They got to come together and turn this bitch into a martyr.
Oh, man.
You know what? Just fall on your sword.
I want to side with Starbucks, dude, but I was there like 3 days ago, and ordered a drink, and I got it to the house. Sit down, I'm going to consume this thing, get all, kind of holiday cheer going on. And I'll be goddamn, man, that thing was half full. It only had half of the cup full of the drink.
So you got a small in the place of a venti.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, and those, they're not cheap.
No.
Are they that pretentious? They can just give you part of your order now and everybody accepts it? I mean, is that common? I don't go there a lot, so I don't know.
Now, what did you get? Like a pumpkin spice mocha chocolate latte or something?
I'm over the pumpkin spice. I went to that whole cinnamon dolce latte route, and that's the other thing. Not only was it half full, it was like cinnamon water. There was no goddamn coffee in this shit.
Dude, I can see your nails growing across the table, and they're going to paint themselves here shortly. A cinnamon dolce. Say it again.
Cinnamon dolce latte. Just drinking it makes your shoes turn into Uggs.
What the?
It's like I don't know, dude. I left there with a bad fucking impression of at least that Starbucks.
I thought you were going to say a bad taste in your mouth. Well, yeah, it was a cinnamon dolce latte quatte thing. You get coffee.
It's usually good.
Just whatever happened to coffee? Coffee's awesome.
No, you missed it. You missed it.
What?
I thought you were going Christopher Walken on me.
No. Whatever happened to coffee?
I still dig me some shit out of coffee, dude. I'm still down with the coffee.
Man, I'm just down with the Juan Valdez, and that's it. I'm no mocha chocolate latte, ya Creole lady marmalade coffee.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's jump into this fucking show. We got something up our sleeve this week.
We do. Donnie has. Donnie, we got special guest, buddy. Yeah,
Maybe that's why he's mad. Maybe he's got to work.
Yeah, he knows it. He knew we had special guests coming. But from the Atomic Drop podcast, we have Justin and Kyle. Welcome, gentlemen, to the Titty and Shiner Show.
Hey, how you doing? What's going on?
Numbered weather. It's a little bit cold here, but again, we've seen no snow yet. Snowflakes seem to be all over the place here, so I don't know what to say. But
well, you guys that don't know, and I hope you guys do, man. These two guys are the other part of the equation over Johnny Gate, which I'm referring to Johnny Simo. Now, these two gentlemen have been accused of trying to steal Simonetti as a co-host from the Todcast. And so we felt like it was only fair. They contacted us. They wanted to voice their part of this argument that's going on. We thought it was only fair to bring them on the show, give them the platform, and get to the bottom of what the hell is going on with Johnny Simonetti.
Also known as Party Foul Johnny, for anybody who listens to the Titty and Shiner Show, when we have him on, he is Party Foul Johnny. All right, so fellas, what is the deal here?
Well, I'll give the quick abridged version. Well, as everybody has now been known and documented, Mr. Orndorff allegedly had a situation where he could not find a, quote, jump drive or a flash drive. And apparently he lost this for like 2-3 months now. Could have been a year for all we know. And he brought on this young individual that captured my imagination, that brought a ringing to my ears. One Johnny Simo, as you guys call him. I call him Heath Slater because there's a wrestler that talks and just like him.
Okay, yep, I see that.
You can definitely see that?
Yeah, I see that.
He's got kids, baby. So he brings him on, and then all of a sudden, he disappears. It's like, what happened to Todd? What happened to Johnny? And then they went away, and I'm like, you know what? The economy has kind of been slowing down a little bit. There was talk of the recession coming around, and I said, you know what? We here at the Atomic Drop Show, we are equal opportunists. We like to give people chances. We like to give them, the gift of radio networking. And I said, you know what? Todd is completely fine. But Johnny, though, this guy's got it. Whatever it is, he has it. And I said, I want to go there. I want to offer this guy a job. I said, he ain't doing anything. He's just kind of sitting around at home waiting for Todd to find his damn jump drive. And it's like, you brought this kid on 2 shows, and now he's gone. And I said, no, forget about that. I reached out to Johnny and said, Johnny, I know that times are tough right now. I know that you're itching for a new podcast. Let me extend my hand out to your hand and join us here on the Atomic Drop Show. I said, we want you. And he said, absolutely, baby. I will be right there. You tell me when to call in, I'll call in. I'm like, that's the attitude. That's the go-get-emness that I want to hear. And then, shockingly, within a week later, Todd finds his flash drive. How convenient is that?
Seems a little suspicious to me.
And actually, I don't think it was Todd that found the flash drive. I think he had sent Johnny an email copy of the intro music.
Now, this is where it's going to vary now, because this is Kyle.
All right. So here's the thing. So this is where things get really, really complicated, because I'm sure Todd told you that story, or maybe Party Foul Johnny told you his version, right?
Right.
But the same thing happened to me. So Todd Orndorff, he decided to email me a copy of this intro music. In fact, he sent it to me even before he used it, because he knew that, like, I do podcasts all the time. I do radio. I'm in broadcasting. I do all this kind of stuff, right? And so he actually sent it to me for approval. And And actually, I had said, hey, so you might want to change some things here and there. He came to me for advice. So not only are we friends, or not only were we friends, if I'm being completely honest, he also looks up to me professionally. So I thought we were kind of cool, right? I thought we were cool.
Bam, bam, shots fired. Hang on. Just had to add that soundbite. Shots fired right there. Holy crap.
I'm just saying, right? So he looked up to me. I gave him some advice. I even allowed him to use a sample of my voice, hyping him up. When we all met in upstate New York earlier this summer, I went on his show. We both did. And I talked him up. I gave him this long, drawn-out intro, and I gave him permission to use that soundbite in his intro, which to this day he still uses. So I digress. He sent me this email.
I feel like Todd has led us astray in his version of the story. Is what I feel like.
Hey, you know what? He is a master. He's a master storyteller, and that would be awesome if it was the truth. But it's not. It's okay though, because that's why we're here to give you our side, which just so happens to be the correct side.
So we're gonna set the term straight, brother.
Absolutely. So he sent me this email. He sent me this track, and I was the one a whole week before he even supposedly reached out to Johnny. And so I gave him this track first. And yet during that week, we didn't hear anything from Todd. I never got a thank you. Never got dude, you saved the show. Nothing. All we did was, hey, Johnny, it's another week. You don't have a show to be a part of. We gave him that platform. And then all of a sudden, Todd tries to make this triumphant return, tries to save the day, and all the while take away Party Foul Johnny from us, when all we did was, as a brother, just gave him another opportunity. You guys do here too. So that's our side of the story. Justin, if you have anything else, let him know. But as far as I'm concerned, Todd's a bit of a liar, and he's kind of scummy, if you ask me.
And I'll even counter that too. Mr. Orndorff, the supposed OG of podcasting, I want to call him out on that.
Right.
Believe it or not, son, me and Kyle, we were podcasting before you were even podcasting.
Man.
We were there
I feel like he approached this and gave us his version, and it was like you guys maliciously went to Johnny and tried to steal him. When we hear you guys talk now, you are actually just offering a hand of you're just extending your hand of help, trying to let him get in the game, you know. So I feel like Mr. Orndorff really led us astray in his version of the story.
So
I actually feel like I've been manipulated.
Let me ask you one thing. Let me ask you one thing, because I don't know if you guys went out of your way to see it. It's okay if you didn't, because I could only get through about 30 seconds with myself. But who was the one who posted multiple videos on Facebook Live calling us out? Who's the one firing all the shots, doing all the talking? It's Todd. See, we don't necessarily have to do all this. We took this platform. We were afforded the opportunity. Thank you guys for having us on the show.
Yes, thank you.
But we don't have to come out guns blazing because we have the truth on our side. Like I said, Todd is a wonderful storyteller. It's just that he's telling stories. He's not telling the actual truth. So, and even adding to that, we have had every opportunity. We have invited Todd to be on our show. And, by just all those weeks and months in which he couldn't do a show just because he couldn't find one music file, which is ridiculous. All that time, we have invited him on our show.
Which is documented on our show. That is 100% documented.
We call him out, and he refused to call in. And yet, he wants to call us out
We even started the hashtag "Where's Todd?"